Hello, everybody. I want to have a conversation. I want to talk about a few things today.
What's happening?
What's the dealio?
What's happening?
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. We up on this thing.
We up on
And
this about to just talk to the people and just. I have some questions that, um, as you know, I wanted to be there for the verses. Everybody was hitting me like, "Yo, Elijah, are you there with your sister? What's going on?" I was in my doing some Ross. So when I was all the comments of sending me clips like, "Why she got an attitude?" What the first thing I did was I was stepping off to the side like,
well, before we talk about any of that,
"Okay,
before we get into the attitude or whatever that vibe is or whatever it was, right?
right,
I want to say to my fans and to people that watched, right? I know people are still coming in. The numbers are going up and stuff like that. So I wanted to get as many people as I could.
make sure they know 6 million viewers, the most viewed verses of all time, by the way."
Yeah. No, it was a lot of people. They said it was the highest rated verses or whatever, which I really do appreciate. And it was a lot of people. I was like nervous about that, to say the least.
Yeah,
But more so than anything, I want to apologize for not sitting my ass in that seat. Okay, because I was there and I should have sat down. I should have just sat in the seat, no matter if I felt like, the visual wasn't clear, or they said my music wasn't going to be right, or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I think that more so than anything, people wanted me to sit,
be present.
be present,
Yeah,
even though they didn't know that I was present.
right.
But
Can you
that's so.
why it might have appeared that you weren't present? Though? What was going on behind? Because I want people, and even with what was going on behind, like, there's so many components that come into play that the average person is not aware of. They got to get the light, they got to make sure the sound, and you're going back and forth with the audio. Myself, am I hearing too much of the DJ? Am I hearing more of my people? Can you please explain to people that why you might be off to the side when the thing started, but you couldn't come into frame, and in terms of branding?
Well, I just felt like when I was sitting there, and I'm really thankful that OT was there. I want to give a shout out to OT Genesis, because when I was literally in the back and I was, putting on my last touches or whatever, and I'm looking at the video from back, like in my dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
We did it at the studio, and I said, "Why does my picture look so dark?"
Right.
And so, soon as that happened, OT came back and said, they got to fix like the internet connection, because you're going to be experiencing another situation,
Right.
like when Teddy Riley went, and it was like the picture wasn't clear, the visual wasn't clear, the sound wasn't good. So I was really skeptical about that.
Right.
I was just like, I don't want to go on and they not see me, and I'm looking blurry. The connection is not right and everything like that. I said, y'all need to fix that first, and then I'm gonna go out there. And then it turned into a thing where it was like, okay, well, the sound that we had originally discussed was gonna be, the sound. They said that they couldn't have that sound anymore, so I had to use some, Beats by Dre headphones, and I was just like, that's just like going on stage and you got to use some, like a little ear pod or whatever. And I was just like, okay, that ain't gonna be right. But I was like, forget it. I said, just let me go ahead, and give me the ear pods, and then I'm gonna just go on like that. And then I went on, and yeah, I was I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm Keyshia Cole. What I'm saying, like, people know that I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, that's just the bottom line. That's the type of person I am.
Right.
But once I got there and I sat in the seat, and we said we was, I just wanted to hurry up and start. And it wasn't until like the third song where I had to pull back and say, you know what? Let me say, you know what I'm saying? That I apologize for this or whatever. And I said, thank y'all for coming and thanking y'all for being a part of it. And it's the third time that this is happening, you know what I'm saying? And all that. Like, so finally we're here and we're in the groove, and then people was like saying that I hear that they think that I was like sauced up, like people think that I was like taking shots the whole time,
Right.
and I'm like, that's not true. Like I don't even like that's a known fact that you can't really be sauced up while you're trying to sing and hit notes.
Right.
So it wasn't until the end of the, like, you know what I'm saying, show, where I was like, let me get a couple, let me get a shot, let me get a couple shots at the end when it was time to have a good time. At that point I felt
Right.
like.
But just from us talking prior to, so you weren't feeling well. So I already knew that, even though it might have appeared to everybody that you was really just drinking tea to get through the shit.
Yeah, I don't even think that, like, me, whatever, my health issue is, I don't even think that, that has anything to do with anything. Honestly, I don't really think, you know, you know, I don't really think that has. I don't really think it plays any major part on what's going on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I still showed up to do the show. It wasn't nothing about my immediate friends and my immediate family and Verzuz and people that were like a part of the situation knows what's going on. But other than that, it wasn't. I don't think it had really any significance on what actually transpired and it took place. So
Right. Because everybody kept saying to me like, "Yo, your sister, is she all right?" And she's human. I don't think people expect Keyshia Cole to be nervous. I'm just like, to me, if I'm being honest, it looked like you just were a little nervous. And
I was so nervous. You don't even know when I first went on. Oh my God, I was shaking. I
yeah,
was like nervous. I was like, but I always get nervous. Like no matter what show I do, like if I did a million shows, and literally every show that I ever have, when I first go out, I'm always nervous. Like that's not even like I'm not shocked at myself for being nervous.
yeah. So I'm glad we get to clear it up because I know that as human, like you're still human, even though you're a celebrity. And you,
Yeah, they said they could tell I was nervous. Like the first three songs, I know y'all know I was nervous. Like I kept asking them too. I was like, "Do I look nervous?" They was like, "No, you fine, you fine." I'm like, "Are y'all sure?" It's like, "Girl, you're fine. Relax." So I was like, "All right."
stunning, and I'm just glad that like you pulled up because there was so many things that you were dealing with that you could have canceled, but you didn't. I just want to say that as your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't know what goes on behind it, and there were so many reasons why you canceled, and for the good of the verses and for the good of what was happening with everybody, you thugged it out. And that's always knowing you to be that person to just no matter what 10 toes down, you just gonna pull up. I feel sorry for you that because of that, because you put yourself in that predicament that you're dealing with a lot of the backlash.
But what do you mean by that?
I really mean that just from our conversations, I don't know how far we but just in case, just in terms of there a lot of reasons why people have canceled before. You were dealing with some of those things and you didn't cancel. And a lot of people, I feel like we have to be empathetic and we have to be sympathetic towards artists and what it takes to go out there at the forefront, and just how we gotta wear our heart on our sleeve. You wear your heart on the sleeve so easy.
They said you need to fix your mic because they can't really hear you.
Oh, they can't hear me.
I mean, I can hear you. It just sounds like you keep going in and out. Like that was gonna be the connection I would have had at the Verzuz battle. That would have been exactly what it was.
That with the music.
I was not about to have that, bro. I was like, no, we're gonna fix this connection vibe because.
And if I'm not, is it not true that OT had to come and fix the Wi-Fi?
No, yeah, he definitely said, he was like, man, nah, you're not going out like that. We got to make sure. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure the connection is right. We can't have that. And I was like, that is so cool. Like that was what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people was, maybe, but for him to apologize and us to work it out, and we both apologize. Like it's all good. Like it's not. Nobody want to focus on hate and not liking one another for 2021. It's just, I mean, there's certain people that you just can't get along with, but then there's certain people that it's good. Like we on good energy, we good with positivity, we all good. So that's all I really wanted to come on here and say, because I think they deserve for me to say that I should have set my butt in that seat, and I should have, but I just really didn't want them to see what they would have saw if I would have went on when
Right.
That's all. That's all.